In the quiet corners of Free State, Antonio Richard Mcdonalds, a businessman with grand ideas but questionable ethics, spotted an opportunity. The government was handing out COVID-19 relief money like free candy at a circus. Businesses that had suffered due to the lockdown could apply for the COVID-19 temporary employee relief scheme, and they all had to do was submit a few names of struggling employees. Simple, right? McDonald, eyes gleaming with dollar signs, allegedly filled out his application form with names. But there was one tiny problem. Some of these employees, in quotes, were about as real as a unicorn in a business suit. Among them were 3 unsuspecting Lesotho nationals, who apart from not working from McDonald's, also had the slight inconvenience of being in the country illegally. But this did not deter our daring fraudster. Absolutely not. McDonald clicked submit and waited for the money to roll in. And oh, did it roll. The UIF sent 10 separate payments totaling over 1 million rands straight into his eager bank account. Life was good, and he probably thought he had pulled off the scam of the decade. What he didn't realize, however, was that this very pandemic that provided him an opportunity to commit fraud also caused an unprecedented backlog in UIF processing. Between 27 March 2020 and 19 June 2021, the government was overwhelmed with relief applications and the verification system was struggling to keep up. His fraud was undetected at the time, but that wouldn't last forever. If you want to know more about this topic, stay tuned. Welcome back to the 4 News channel. I'm your host, Boss Robert. To those who have already subscribed to the channel, thank you very much for your support. To those who haven't, please show your brother some love and subscribe to the channel. Click the notification bell so that you won't miss any new videos. Back to the story. After McDonald's received over 1 million rands in payout, he might have been grinding all the way to the bank, but the UIF had a few tricks up its sleeves. As they started reviewing application, something about his claim smelled fishy, like a 3-day-old tiger fish left in the sun. An internal audit was launched, and lo and behold, UIF officials discovered that at least 3 of the people listed as employees were undocumented foreign nationals. Red flags everywhere, siren blaring. The UIF investigator, suddenly feeling like Sherlock Holmes, dug deeper. The fraud could have gone unnoticed for longer if it wasn't for post-pandemic financial audits. Once relief funds were distributed, the UIF launched post-payment verification to ensure that the funds had gone through to legitimate claimants. The audit process took time as thousands of claims had to be manually reviewed. McDonald's claim was one of the many that raised eyebrows, but it was the presence of foreign nationals in his application that triggered an even deeper probe. Realizing they had a juicy fraud case in their hands, they passed the baton to the big leagues, the Hawks. Now, for those who don't know the Hawks, they are not some gentle bird watching club. They are an elite directorate for priority crime investigation. They swoop down financial criminals like hawks on an unsuspecting prey. Enter the Hawks. Close out, game over. On a fine Monday morning, McDonald's probably thought he was just going about another day in the office, maybe even planning a little getaway with this newfound fortune. But then boom, the Hawks knocked at his door, and it wasn't a friendly chat. His arrest, early 2025, which is this January, might have seemed like it came out of nowhere. But in reality, it was the result of years of forensic investigation. The Hawks had been methodically tracking the flow of money, cross-checking employment records, and following the paper trail that led straight to McDonald's fraudulent claims. The charge of money laundering suggests that he had not only pocketed illicit funds, but had also tried to cover his tracks, an offense that made his legal situation even worse. McDonald was arrested on the spot. He was swiftly whisked away to the Bloemfontein's Magistrate Court, where he faced charges of fraud and money laundering. The judge listened, nodded, and possibly suppressed an eye roll, set bail at 5,000 rands. McDonald, now significantly less enthusiastic about this COVID-19 temporary employee relief scheme application, was ordered to return to court in March, where the case will be transferred to the regional court for further proceedings. So, what does this bizarre saga teach us? The UIF is watching. If you are going to fake employees, at least make sure they are legally allowed to work in the country. Actually, don't commit fraud at all, but you get the point. The hawks don't play around. They will find you and they will arrest you, and they will make sure you regret trying to outsmart the system. Just because you get away with something for a while doesn't mean you are safe. McDonald thought he had hit the jackpot, but post-pandemic audits, forensic investigation, and legal scrutiny caught up with him. His case also highlights the challenges in government relief verification system. While the UIF was initially overwhelmed, its later audits exposed fraudulent activities, proving that even delayed justice is still justice. As for McDonald, he is currently out on bail, probably wishing he had stuck to legitimate business ventures instead of attempting a haste on the UIF COVID relief funds. And when March comes around, you will have to answer some very awkward questions in court. What's the moral of the story? Crime doesn't pay. Unless you enjoy surprise visits from the hawks. Go ahead and do your thing. If you have enjoyed the video, please leave a like and a comment in the comment section below. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please show your brother some love and subscribe to the channel now. Thank you for watching. See you on the next video. God bless you.